Good day, beautiful people. How's everyone doing? Happy New Year's to everyone. Even though the new year is officially in April, so I just wanted to make that clear. And I just wanted to talk about orthopedic problems today. We're 50 years and over. I think some of us have some orthopedic issues, and I wanted to talk about, you know, anybody who's over 50 and who is having problems with their knees, hips, arms, wrists. Everybody got some kind of orthopedic problem. So I just want to talk about my personal orthopedic experience. And um, yes, I had back in, I want to say 2014ish, like anywhere between 20 uh 2013 and 2015, 2013, 2014. I want to say that I had very severe arthritis on my knees, and I had also had a deformity on my knees. And like everybody else, I was very scared to like get the knee replacement surgery. And I just decided to come up here and talk about this today because I have I see quite a few people our age walking around with like looking like they're hurting. And I was in that same predicament. Believe me, it was terrible. I had a whole routine before I went to work at night. Like before I went to work, I would have a whole routine going. So, like I had like I said, I had severe arthritis. I had a deformity on my knees. And it didn't bother me when I was younger, but I noticed that once I hit the over 30 mark, and it sounds bad because 30 is still really, really young. It started to bother me. And it was affecting my young life at that time. It wasn't affecting my young life until I started to get into my, I want to say 40s is when I started to really, really affect my life. And to me, I felt like that, like if I didn't go get something, if I didn't do something about the problem, that I was probably going to be either in a wheelchair or I probably wasn't going to be able to walk. So I decided to have a knee replacement done, knee replacements done. I had bilateral knee replacements done. I had both of my knees done. Um, knee replacements done at the same time. I know that sounds harsh, and you probably like, you are brave, because I was determined to get my life back. And it was times where I was out with friends and everybody's having a good time, and in the back of my mind I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to be here and participate with my friends, because at that time I had a little bit of friends. But anyway, I'm like, I don't know how long I'm gonna be out here with them. I'm looking at everybody having a good time. Nobody look like they're hurting, but because we're 30 and 40 in our 40s, and I wouldn't say anything, but in the back of my mind, I would be like saying to myself, you know what? It'll soon be time for me to leave. I'm gonna have to leave. I'm gonna have to leave, because now, I'm hurting, and I'm not really having that great of a time again. So those were the things that it was affecting. It was affecting me in that way. And it just like when you have orthopedic problems, or you have any problems, like even the young people who have to go to like dialysis and stuff like that, when you have those kind of problems when you're a young person, it's hard for you to it's hard for you to survive with people. Like it's hard for you to be out here and have it's hard for you to be out here and have a good time, and not be thinking about your pain. I said survive. I didn't mean to say that. Somebody was walking past and my eyes glanced over, because yeah, don't be trying to do anything out of the ordinary. A lot of shit has been happening lately since, like even before the new year, but too much stuff. I'm in New York City right now. I'm not in New York City, but in New York City, so much stuff is happening that I feel like I'm paranoid. Anyway, I don't want to go off topic. Anyway, so I had the double knee replacements done at the same time. I had bilateral knee replacements done at the same time, and I had it done because it started to affect my personal life. Like, I started feeling like, you know what, if I don't get this done, I'm going to be in a wheelchair. And not only am I going to be in a wheelchair, I'm not going to be able to walk on I won't be able to walk at all. So I had that done in around 20, like I said, around 2013, between 2013 and 2015, somewhere around there, I had double knee replacements done. I had a whole routine before I went to work at night. Like my routine was I would have to get in a hot shower, let the hot water run on my legs, on my knees. Then I would get out the shower, the topical pain relieving medicines and like the patches and all. I would be putting patches. I would be rubbing like Aspercreme on my knees, and then I would have to put leg braces on both legs, and then take oral medications, all just to go to work. I mean, I have to explain that one time when I really, really realized that, okay, now this is the end all be all. You are gonna have to go get this surgery done. Is when I went to work. At that time I was working the evening shift, and I kid you, the train station is about, I want to say, 2 blocks, New York City blocks, from my job to the train station. At that time, and I had to walk to the train. I don't know, for this particular day, I got up. I went to work. I think I had a hard time getting to work that night and in the wintertime, forget it. You really feel your knees. I got up. I went to work. And when I got to work, something happened and I just could not walk. I don't know what. Everybody was like, what's wrong? What's the matter? What happened? It took me an hour to get from my job to the train station, which was only 2 blocks from my job at that time. And I just was in a lot of pain. Like I could not walk. That was the moment when I said, you know what? I can't go back to work. I'm gonna have to go out on disability. I would be coming home in the mornings from work, and my kids would be coming out going to school at that time, and they would see me crying and like, mommy, what's the matter? Why are you crying? And I would be looking at them like, I'm in so much pain. I'm just trying to get inside so that I can, help myself. So, like I said, I was coming in, they going out to school, and that's what they would see. They would see mommy coming home with tears in her eyes. A young person coming home with tears in her eyes. Yeah. So, like I said, I see many adults still walking around, and I don't know how. I seen one lady the other day, it kind of looked like her leg was hanging from the bone. Like it looked like the kneecap was detached from the, from her bone. Yeah, it was swinging. Her leg was swinging. And at one point I started feeling like my legs were swinging. That's how bad it was. And, I have certain people that I work with on the job, and I hear them complaining, and I always encourage them to go get the surgery. I know it seems scary and you don't want to have to do that. And my surgery was pretty good. I had an excellent doctor. What I did was I went online, and I looked up his credentials, before I let anybody do, because there was one doctor that was seeing me before, and I didn't like him, and they wanted him to do my surgery, and I told them absolutely not, because I felt like when a doctor doesn't listen to you, and he's, he doesn't listen to the patient, and you're talking to him, and he's just throwing like his education around, and he's not really paying attention to what you're telling him, like like he's just telling you what he knows. I don't feel like I want to go with a doctor who's not listening to me. So, doctors, if y'all out there and y'all listening, Please listen to your patients, because if you don't listen to your patients, they don't want you anymore. And that can happen, like. So I went with another doctor who was what he was telling me sounded very promising. So with me, because I had severe arthritis and both knees were severely deformed, I had to do both knees at the same time, and that was scary. When I tell y'all that was one of the scariest things that I would have had to do for myself, it was the thought, like, oh my God, they're gonna do both at the same. So when I tried to get him to do, first I thought maybe I would just need a partial knee replacement, because but no, he informed me the day that I went for my consultation with him, informed me that I needed bilateral. I need both my knees done at the same time. And you know he informed me that he was going to straighten out the knees too. Like, I wasn't going to have this deformity on my knees either. So I had to think about it, but I went through it. He was very assuring, and he told me he was going to make me into a supermodel, which he did. I'm just kidding, y'all. But he told me he was going to make me into a supermodel. And when he said those words to me, I said, this is the doctor for me. He was a sports doctor. That's another thing I want to stress to you. My orthopedic surgeon was a sports doctor who he really did a great job on my knees. And it's years later, and I haven't had any problems. I look normal in my clothes. I look normal in my clothes. And I was just very, very, very satisfied with the service that I got from the doctor. And back to my point that a lot of people are walking around hurting and they're scared to get the surgery done. But I feel like if you look the doctor up, and before you have any surgery, I feel like you should be checking this doctor out, seeing how many of these surgeries he did. You want to know where he went to school. You want to know, did anyone die under his care? I was looking for all of that. How long has he been doing this? How many surgeries has he really actually did like this? And mine was, both at the same time. How many surgeries did you do when you had to do both of them at the same time? And was it successful? Did anyone die? Did they, So I feel like before you go and have any kind of surgery, you should really, really research the doctor and his credentials. And when you get in front of him, don't be scared to ask him all the questions that you need to ask in order for you to feel secure with the doctor doing the surgery. Because there is one, like, I tried to recommend somebody from my job to the doctor that I went to. He's no longer working there anyway, but I tried to recommend her the doctor that I went to. And instead of her doing that, she basically just she went with another doctor, and I don't know if she looked up his credentials. I don't know if she I don't know if she checked the doctor out, and I'm gonna say she didn't, because after she had her surgery and she came back to work, she was showing me. She said the doctor didn't do a good job. My the knee replacement, she could hear them shaking around in her knees. And when she showed me, her whole body was crooked. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When she showed me that she did the knee, and she was so regretful, but she didn't do what I don't feel like she did what I told her she should do, like research the doctor and the hospital she picked. I would have never told her to go to that hospital, because the hospital it's not a good hospital anymore. But she went there, and she showed me when she came back to work how she was limping, and she still was I'm like, you in a lot of pain after the surgery? Me, after I had my surgery, I'm gonna tell y'all, I was so determined. And of course, I'm a young person. I want to get out there, still be able to be young, and still be able to be fit, and be able to walk around with people. After I had my surgery, I want to tell y'all, the next morning, I was laying in the bed looking at how nice my legs were looking laying in the bed. Of course, they were all bandaged up, but just laying there looking down at my kneecaps being, restored and renewed, gave me a boost of, I don't know what kind of energy and what kind of willpower. But the very next day, I had to start doing physical therapy. I kid you not, when the doctors and the nurses came in the room to see me, I was up out the bed and in the bathroom trying to wash myself and put my own clothing on. I had bought my own pajamas with me because I know I was going to be in the hospital for a couple of days. I was there sitting in the bathroom putting my pants legs on, and they couldn't believe it. They didn't know how was I able to do that. They took me to physical therapy after, and I was all dressed and ready. I got myself ready, got out of bed, and did my thing. I don't know how I did that, but I did. And it felt funny at first, like, like these are not my knees. It feels like there's something. I can feel the, in your brain. You're like, I feel that metal. I did the physical therapy with no problem. There was a lady there, an older lady, because, that surgery, a lot of older people get that surgery done. So this was rare for me to be. But my arthritis was so severe that I had no choice. There was an older lady there struggling, crying, and she was crying and moving all slow and everything. And I gotta tell you, when she looked up and seen me walking up and down that step thing that they had me, it was like a stair steps, and you had to walk up and walk down. If she seen me doing that, she looked at me like, wait, hold up, this lady had both knees done and I'm over here crying like a baby. That little old lady started, I got her motivated. And so I'm saying all this to say that don't be scared to, to do something that is going to help you. Like, if you feel like it's going to be beneficial. I'm seeing a lot of people walking around in pain, and I'm seeing a lot of people out here walking around limping and, like they're in real pain. Don't deny yourself that surgery. Like, if you can get the knee replacement surgery, or if your hips hurt and you need a hip replacement surgery, I suggest you do the right thing for yourself. Research the doctor or the surgeon that you want to do your surgery and go ahead and get it done. Do not sit there in pain for another 20 or 30 years. Like, if I didn't get that done, I was going to be definitely in a wheelchair, and I was definitely going, I was already walking with a cane. You know how that felt for me as a young person to be walking down the street with a cane, and people who know you was like, did you have a stroke? No, I didn't have a stroke, but I did have surgery on both of my knees, and I felt so very proud of it because coming from where I came from, not only did it look good, but after I was getting my physical therapy, I got physical therapy at home and everything. Like, they came to my house. My insurance is good, of course, but they came to my house and they did my physical therapy at home. I was never so happy. And I was up walking back around and back at work within the next, I want to say within 3 months. I was out in total. I was out of work because they had to schedule the surgery and everything like that. I want to say I was out of work for 7 months. And I was out of work for 7 months because, the doctor put me out when he realized I couldn't do it anymore. And then he had to schedule my surgery, which was a couple of months down from the time I was put out of work. And then I had to recover. So in total, I was out of work for 7 months. But, you have to have things all backed up for you to, that if you have a good job, you have to have your family medical leave and stuff like that, all together so that, you don't have any problems with your job. So I went out. I was determined. When I came back, the whole job, everybody was like, you look so different. Like, you look good. You look like you feel. The way I left out of that job, limping, crying, with a cane, walking around with a cane, the way I left out of my job, when I came back, they couldn't believe that I was doing that great. Like, people were inspired and motivated by my courage to go ahead and do both knees at the same time. So if I can encourage you or anyone else that feels like, like they're in pain every day and they just can't take it no more, hip replacements, knee replacements, whatever pain you in, go take care of it. If you have insurance especially, there's no reason why you should sit around in pain for another couple of years. And there were other coworkers that I told to get it done, and you should see them. They feel so good. They feel so good. So I just wanted to put this video out here because it was on my mind, and while it was on my mind, I said, let me tell my story about, yeah, I'm a young person. You know, I was a young person and I had to get both my knees repaired, you know, like replaced. And it was the best thing that I could have did for myself. You know, like that was one big thing. And I'm speaking to everybody over 50, and even those under 50 who feel like, you know, like they have orthopedic problems, they probably won't be able to walk. Go through with the surgery. If you have to get a hip replacement, don't be scared. Just research your doctor, research his credentials, find out where he went to school, find out, you know, like how many surgeries he did. Like I said in the beginning, like you have to really dig and be comfortable with the person you pick to operate on your body. So I just wanted to put that out there. And with that being said, all you 50-year-old beautiful people who are still beautiful 50 and over, I just got to let you know that you are all gorgeous. Do not sit around in pain. If you have to get your knees replaced or get a hip replacement, don't put it off. Don't procrastinate, because that's only making it worse. And like my doctor told me with mine, because I had to do both at the same time, he couldn't do one, because if he would have did one, I would have messed up the new one, trying not to hurt the, you know, like it just wouldn't have been right for me, because I would have messed up the one he just did. And, you know, so I had to get both done at the same time. That's how bad my knees were. Yeah, severely deformed. And ever since he replaced my knees, I've been feeling so good, and it's been years, and I can go through the winters without feeling the pain that I, you know, that unbearable arthritic pain that I was feeling before the surgery. So if I hope that I helped someone make the decision to I hope I helped someone make the decision to better themselves and get whatever surgery you need done to lessen the pain for yourself. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So if you like what I just talked about, do me a favor, please. Can you hit the like button? Please subscribe to my channel, because I will be talking about other things that happened to me as far as my health goes. And I just want everybody don't be scared. I don't want anyone to be scared to fix themselves. So if you're interested in hearing, you know, some of the things that I'm going to talk about in the next couple of videos that I put out, hit the notification bell. It'll let you know when I upload the next video. And subscribe to my channel, please do me a favor, and let's be friends. Subscribe to my channel, please. And I just wanted to say that. And that's it. That's the end of this video. I hope everyone has a nice rest of your day, and until next time, love you guys.